Morning, Dowse.
Morning, good. How are you doing?
It's good to see you. It's been a little while since the last one.
Yeah, I wish I could say the same to you. It has been a while, dear. It's been a while.
Fair comment. I suppose, well, no. Let's start by introducing your guest. You have a guest today.
Ben Davey here. Travelled a long way this morning. He'll explain where he's come from in a minute, but he's going to do head of recruitment for us. We've got a scout, as we know, Liam Davis, who goes around, but we need, a lot of these games that go to around the country. It's always, people are ahead of recruitment looking for players. It's about players, which we need. And especially the league, what we grew up to, we need to identify players we want. So we're talking about getting, like 3 goalkeepers, attack, 3 big backs, 3 centre halves. So we're doing it right. It's just the thing, the direction we're going into next season. And Ben, delighted he's come and join me as head of recruitment. So, right.
Great, good to meet you, Ben.
Good to meet you.
And welcome to Woking Football Club.
Thank you.
We spoke very briefly before this, and you were telling me a little bit about your past, so perhaps you'd like to tell our supporters.
Yeah, sure. So for the last 18 months, I've been a first team scout at Peterborough. I came down here twice this season, built a good relationship with a few people at the club. Then the opportunity came up that there might be I was kind of really excited by it. I think that we can get this club into the Football League. People may think that, that's big ambitions, but I think we can. And I think if we get our recruitment right and everyone pulls in the same direction, then we've got a chance. So
Sure.
That was the part that excited me.
Right.
The part what doesn't excite him, because he comes down where Ben Gavin lives, you might have to travel in a car with Ben Gavin, so that was a spin away. He might not be, that doesn't excite him.
Well, maybe his first recommendation will be for you to send Ben Gehring out on loan.
Exactly, he's already said that.
So we've established that you live down in the West Country then, Ben?
I do, yeah. So every time I set off to a game, I have to get up in the middle of the night. But I suppose it's part and parcel of the game.
Yeah, and what's your background before you joined Peterborough?
So I've always had a keen interest. Well, I suppose you could call it an obsession. Really, it's more to the point. My family will tell you. I've kind of never really settled in a job. To be fair, I've kind of bounced around and done bits and pieces and this and that. It got to a point in my life, and one person I really do have to thank is Darren McAntony at Peterborough.
Yeah.
To be honest, I was at a point in my life where I was finding life a little bit difficult. I was having a difficult time, and he gave me an opportunity, and I grabbed it with both hands. And to be honest, at that time it was life changing. And I'm really, really grateful of that. And obviously, without him and the start that he gave me, then I wouldn't be sat here with Dowse now. So.
Right, well, obviously it's in all our interests that you become massively successful in this role of seeking out players for Dowse, and we wish you all the very best going forward.
Thank you, much appreciated.
Lovely. Back to you then, Dowse. I suppose the main topic of conversation for this week is going to be the dreaded COVID-19.
It's been horrible. It's been, my first day back into the year. It's been 10 days self-isolating. Can't do much about it. Football, I think it's going along. Everybody's had it in our league, most of the teams. One thing we're quite, ahead of a game for games, so that shouldn't hurt us. But I think we've just got to get on with it. So it's a nightmare. One of the lads had it apparently. Well, he did, and Nick's been spot on what they've got to do. As you know, I'm all right. So I've had it, if you like, and because I've been having some things done, or I get tested quite a lot, and I'm fine, mate, to be fair. So it's one of them where obviously the lads got to be careful and all that. So we'll train tomorrow morning. Then we'll prepare for Bromley as best we possibly can with the players who can't be there.
Right. And obviously we don't have any right to talk about someone's private medical details, but can I just ask if the one player concerned is okay?
Oh, he's fine. No, it's all fine. Everybody's been fine, But listen, I think we're getting the tested done tomorrow and all that, if Nick and all of us, when it's like that, it's a very depressing place, the world at the minute, isn't it, but footballers at the minute, we can get out there and play if we can, which is great. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. If you top the league, you'll see it's right. If you bottom the league, you see it's wrong. That's how football works, But the bottom line is at the minute, we want to play matches if we possibly can. In football, it gives somebody a bit of, at least watch it on the stream and all that, and all the rest of it gives everybody a bit of hope being out there. Things will get better eventually. Hopefully the season will get finished. People are saying about the trophy, but people see that not finished, but we've got to try to believe it will do. So, we've just got to get on with it, to be honest. It's horrible. It's horrible. We, like, see, I had it in a bad way. It knocked us a bit, like, and, it took me months to get my lungs back together again, but I'm fine now. But the bottom line is, like, I know how dangerous it can be. So I'm a bit daft to say that we're going to finish this and finish that. I just think nobody knows, but we've got to try to attack the game as we possibly can.
Sure. And just to confirm again then, that so far as you're aware, the whole of the squad is healthy?
Yes, that's the first I'm aware. Yes,
right.
But we will get tested again.
So, that's interesting in itself then, because there's been discussion this week about whether there should be testing in the National League, because there now will be in the Football League, because the PFA are paying for that. But you're getting players tested tomorrow?
With the chairman, Rosemary, John, Nick and all that, I think they've arranged a few sponsors to get people tested, which is fantastic, and the club has sorted the lads out, so I believe the first one's tomorrow. Everybody comes in, gets tested. I think it's a right thing to do, what I mean, including myself and the staff and everybody else. I think it's a right thing to do. We've got to be safe and sorry. It is like, it's an awful, like I say, I feel for a lot of people. I've been trying to bring a few supporters up and a few people who I know, and it was a sad time, and a lot of people you hear now, more people than ever. When I had it, I didn't really knew anybody else who had. Now, I think it's hard not knowing. Everybody's got it, if you like, so we just got to be careful. The lads got to be careful, everybody's got to be careful out there. You've got to stay aware, at first and all I'm one of them, it is what it is, but it has become more serious now. When I first thought it was just the flu, it'd be okay, but it is more serious now. It is killing a lot of people. There's thousands a day dying now with it, so I think we've got to be an example as well and do the best we can. And the club has got a spot on here. They get protocol in tomorrow, they get work job tomorrow, and whatever they're doing, they get up your nose, and I've had all that and all the rest of it. And people like yourself kind of give antibodies and all that, to try to help. That's all I like to do.
Right. Okay, let's turn to players then. You've renewed some loans in the last week or so. Kyron and Ben Dempsey for the rest of the season, and Slavy for another month. Is there any reason for the difference?
Because Slavy needs to play, and Oxford's put pressure on me, because before he missed the last couple of games, but before that he was in quite good form. He scored down here against Hartlepool and all that, but he's just putting pressure on Slav to play and us to play Slav. That's how it's going to work out, where Kyron's playing every week and Ben Dempsey's playing just about every week. So I'm delighted to get them two done. We'll get another one from Oxford today as well, I believe. I'll probably mention Malachi, to be honest, got to be done by 12 o'clock today. So I'm talking to a player in the next 10 minutes. I am to sign, hopefully try to sign him. And it's all good because you've got to get them done by 12 o'clock to play in the trophy, and one or two targets are already cup tied, and we've lost out on a few, as you do. There's one, we had one signed. We believe that, because you can only do it by phone at the minute, because today's the first day I can go and meet somebody, but it's 9 o'clock now, 9:30 now, you've got to get done by 12. But the bottom line is, you think you've got somebody signed, it also signs for Hartlepool. That's football, that's life. We just got to get us, John's not daft at all, got to get yourself in a position where, I've mentioned a lot lately about being full-time again, because all the previous managers were full-time, training in the morning, even, and some of it was done like 3 mornings a week, which is better than night time, because night time the players come in and like out after work. And we're going to John saying, let's do it properly, let's go full-time. But the problem is, I feel like, you're missing out at Hartlepool, you're missing out all the shots, you're missing out at all the rest of it. A lot of our players weren't even born when this club was successful the first time round. I feel like, listen, I knew when I got a job here, I knew it was probably a worse time to get it, but the best time. And I knew that when I took it, because I was tempted not to take it, as you know. But I wanted to have it, and I wanted a job, but everybody says it's the worst time because it got relegation. When I thought we're doing well from there, but even for the good times at FA Cup runs of immersion, I thought everything was drowned a little bit because of the ground development. Because I remember even the Watford game, brilliant. Beating Swindon, excellent. Getting promotion, excellent, but I think everything was talked about the ground development. I didn't think much was talked about the football, to be honest. I really did. When even going top of the league and blinking all that, and can we get in the Football League? Rosemary and the board have always been very supportive of me, but even then, me heart to heart, I thought, we're talking about the ground here, and all that, how we're talking about being top of the league, how we're talking about getting in the Football League, how we're giving us 100 grand to blink in. And that's how I thought at the time. Now, John's come in with Rosemary and all that, and the board, who have been, like I say, strong, and wants to do that, and he wants to talk about the football all the time. I talk to him every day, and he wants to, and Rosemary's great at the football. So it's pointless just going part-time, and as we all know, and just having a club for the next 20 years. What's the point of that? it'll end up being in the Raymond League. I've been getting told by everybody that you can't survive many years in this league now being part-time. Like, it's a lot stronger than it was 3 or 4 years ago. Notts County, Stockport, Yeovil, Chesterfield, Hartlepool's. It's a proper football league now. We've got to live with the times, but you don't want to just live with the times, you want to compete with the times. So if we kept it where we are, we would probably just survive every year. I don't think anybody wants to see that, but Woking were successful a few years ago. Like, I think we've had a successful time since I've been here, but the years when, like, for example, I think we shocked a few people, like even the staff here got a bit of a shock once where I got a player in who I said, Woking is this, it's that, and I was trying to be, and he says, it's a non-league Conference South club, that's what everybody thinks. I said, you're joking, but everybody looks at us now, because 30 years ago are gone now, very successful times, everybody was non-league, and we had one of the best non-league teams ever, the Lloydies and all the rest that I mentioned, Lovins Batty, Jeff Manager. But when times are gone, everybody's full-time, everybody's big on us, we just got to get into being big on them. If we can go full-time, I believe that'll give another 25% on what we want to do. I can then go to players and say, because when I was talking to a player last night, and he's I said, well, you can play on a Tuesday, and if you can come on a Thursday night, and what am I going to do Monday, Wednesday and Friday? I haven't really got the answer to that. So if I can't say we want to go full-time, with full-time players who we've got 24/7 every single day. Not this part-time 3-4 mornings a week, which Gary, and I'm not knocking that because he's done a great job, and Andy done, and Glenn Coppell done, and everybody else. And I was the first bloke to come in, had to go up Tuesday or Thursday nights, and it's usually only, so I just want to crack at it. Like, listen, we've had a horrendous Christmas, spunky Christmas. 2 years ago, I had a great Christmas when we went to Conference South. My mind took it to Danny Searle. I talked to Danny Searle before kick-off. It sticks in my mind, and I says, I said, well, we came in New Year's Day. I went, okay, and that's what we could do. And I'm thinking, if I'm going to my players and say, just come in Christmas Eve, and just come in New Year's Eve, and you get back with your families and all that, because I know you've been working. Where you look on the Danny Searles and all of us, and we thought, no. And if I do what I've just said, I've done there, that means football second and families first. And it's supposed to be like that, but you've got to be a football. But I just think all the other clubs who've done it, New Year's Day, Blink and train, things what we can't do, the focus is the football first. So that's the thing I'm trying to do now at the end of the season, by getting a few mornings a week to get that. It gives a freshness about you. The lads can't come and dash on a 10 o'clock train back to London and get back and come back again to go to Torquay, for example, on a Saturday, or leave here 5 o'clock against Torquay on a Friday because lads can't get off work, instead of leaving at 1 o'clock and getting rested up. Things like that I just want to change. So, listen, if I didn't do it, get somebody else in who can. I always put my cards on the table. Was I pleased about the Christmas period? Of course not. Losing against Aldershot twice, local rivals, it's awful for fans. I've got that completely, and I hope the players have as well. And I was devastated about it, to be honest. But life moves on, and we move on as a football club. We get stronger, and that's what we'll do.
Absolutely. And do you think the enforced break with games being cancelled, do you think that's likely to be a good thing because everyone's had a rest after a busy Christmas period? Or does it break up the rhythm? Mind you, it was a rhythm that probably wanted breaking up.
A little bit, Wrexham came us off anyway, and it's just given a little bit of time to regroup a little bit, I think, mentally. Because like I say, again, that started, we've still got 9 of the lads from a Conference South. So we've got the 9 Conference South lads in, who include Toppy and that, and it's and 5 young lads who were learns and what, it just, when you can only have them on a Thursday night, it does make a bit, I'm not making excuses because I've signed them and I've had to deal with the hand I've been dealt, to be honest. And so sometimes it's one of them where if we can get together a little bit, we can, maybe it's tomorrow, and have a little revamp. It is quite exciting like that, rather than getting drained, and I just felt a little bit of, it's never effort, it's not effort, it's just, we're not bottlers, we're not effort, or nothing like that. It's just a bad week in the football club, and we haven't had that many of them, but I thought it was a bad week. But when it's like that and you haven't won for a few games, it can drain confidence, and if you try to put it back straight away and you get beat again, so it gives you a little bit of, in the Bromley game, we'll find out tomorrow who's fit and who's not, we'll find out tomorrow who's positive or negative, and we'll kick off the Bromley game. So, yep, so, obviously, I went round the doors there. The answer is, let's talk about after Bromley in Maidenhead, and I'll able to give you a proper decision if it was the right thing or not.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So this weekend is a sort of fairly comprehensive reboot. Players being tested, training again after a layoff, game on Tuesday, cup game, one off.
Yeah.
Everything to go for. Wembley trip at the end of it.
Oh, Wembley,
possibly.
I've got my suit already ready. I think I'm going to bother yours. Where you're
Yeah, we can both
so
get in
we're
mine
both
now.
getting your.
Now I've lost a bit of weight.
No, it's always good to see Smudge as well, who's a legend
Yeah.
down here. So it's always good to see him. Top manager, top guy. So I look forward to that. I look forward to going to Bromley. It's on Ashford turf, I believe. Oh, yeah, it's on Ashford turf, and we just got to get on with it. To be honest, like, people say, "Oh yeah, COVID, Ashford turf, good side." Just get on with it. That's what we've got to do. I'm a big believer in that. We're not feel sorry for ourselves here. Never do. Do we take things to heart? Every now and again, you do. If you lose games, was it a reaction a week? I've banned players from looking on social media, or supporters can let me know if anybody starts tweeting, because I don't want anybody tweeting. I don't want families tweeting. I don't want kids tweeting me, because it's pointless got to do with talking on the pitch now. It's no good saying, don't worry, we're together, or we'll go again, or we'll win next week. I don't want all that. You know what I mean? So it's supporters got a right to be annoyed about the week we had, a right to be annoyed and upset that we lost against Aldershot. And but it's a bad week. That's all it was. It's a bad week. When you look in hindsight, we had a bad week last season, getting done twice off Sutton and getting whacked off Torquay as well. It's just because it's the Aldershot thing, which I totally get, because I wanted to beat Aldershot, I'm not going to lie. And I wanted to do it for the supporters, to be honest. That's what I wanted to do.
Sure. Lastly then, we've Josh Davison now gone. Would it be reasonable to assume that you are looking very hard for a striker?
Yeah, I've got one coming this morning. I'm hoping to tie it up now. I just feel that we need, we haven't scored in the 3 games or whatever, since the Hartlepool game we haven't scored. Are we creating loads of chances? No, but it's the half chances you get, you got to go. We just got to go back to playing football again, because when we say we'll try to start teams off, and like all teams in our league do, you get them in an area, and when you get them in an area, you play good football. But it need a half time against all the shots, like, go and get the ball and go and play. But when it's like the ball gets hoofed in the air and we've got no chance up there, it looks awful. It's hoof football, or what you call it, or blinking. The Wimbledon style, we'll never try to play like that. We've always tried to play exciting, get the ball out wide to wingers, go one-on-one with people, but every now and again you've got to have a long throw, every now and again you've got to have a corner. It's just mix and match, but we need to get centre forwards chances, and that's the thing. We haven't had loads of chances lately, but if you do create chances, you need a centre forward who can finish. Slab being one of them. The only thing is, I'm hoping some of the other lads are going to step up to the plate as well, because Matty's over there, and I've got Martin Taylor and I've got Ian. We haven't come away from training thinking he should be in a team. Not from anybody, from a young lad to an old lad to whoever. When people are knocking on my door saying, hold on a minute, we haven't won in 3 games, why am I now not playing? I think Johnny Goddard's done a little bit, to be honest, in training, I do, and it'll be interesting to see him tomorrow. But we haven't had anybody like that. We're in the office, and I said to everybody, name one player who should be in our team instead of Atlas. Because if we had that week we had, I'll be knocking on my door trying to get in. And I'm not knocking on lads who haven't played, because it's not their fault. But we haven't had one single player who stood up in training who should be in our team at the minute.
Right. Okay, well, we'll leave it there. Thanks very much for your time.
Pleasure.
Good luck on Tuesday night, and we look forward, hopefully, to progress in the trophy.
I hope so.